Yeah, first of all, my goal was coming here and continue my education. And then living in the Middle East as a woman is really difficult, especially right now. So it was kind of think we were kind of thinking about it for a long time with my mom and my sister, and then we decided to come here because we have some relatives here as well. So that was the main reason, having relatives and finding better future probably. Yes, first of all, it's a multicultural country, so that was our first, like what we heard first from our relatives here that they are not having. I have some relatives in Europe, and they don't have same rights and same level of comfortness that immigrants have here. So, despite the fact it's more far from my country than Europe, we decided to come here. That was the main reason actually. It was very different than my country. Very different, especially in terms of the ways they feel. It was very different. Um, and I had a private teacher for 3 years when I was like 10 to 13. But when I got here, I had no idea what people are talking about. Like no idea. I couldn't understand anything, even a single word. And it was shocking because I was counting on my English very much. But it started to get better, and having family here was the biggest thing that we had here. Like it was very helpful. Um, we actually stayed with them like for a month to just get to know the city and start to feel a little bit more comfortable. But it was cold. It was winter, so that was the other issue. It was we were very scared, actually. Honestly, when I look at it now, we were really scared. Everything were on down. Everything was on down, and you have no idea what are you going to face and how you are going to handle your life. Even like simple tasks like getting a bus is huge. You don't know where you have to get your bus ticket, how you have where you have to find the bus route, times, everything. Like very simple tasks that you never think about. It's become a huge thing to handle. Um, I think it's there's a difference between the stage of being here. Like first, when we got here, because we had our family here, we were not that much involved with the community. And the only thing that was surprising was everybody look at you and say hello and smile. That was very different in my country. Like basically, especially as a woman, if you go out and if you smile to anyone you see, that's not a good sign. So you better not do that. So that was interesting. It was welcoming. I like it. Now I got used to it, and I think if I go back to home, I have to stop doing that. but um, but after a year, I started to work, and we started to go to school actually. Yeah, after 2 months, I started to go to school to just take some credits because I had my um, bachelor from home, so I was just thinking about doing something in English. So at the school I went with my sister was kind of multicultural and it was adult school, so I didn't feel very different because mostly people were immigrants or Canadian that they were adult or doing something extra. So um, the only thing that was bothering me even till last year was you lose your social status. That's something that happens to you. When I was in Iran, I was an artist. I had my social network, and I knew people that they were like high level. Um, they had high level status in society, so I was connected with them. I had a sense of identity. When I came here, I lost that, and I was 28, 29, 30 already. So it was very difficult for me to and I'm a social person. It was very difficult for me to stay isolated. I was trying to make friends and find what I was looking for, but it was difficult because to get to the point that you, I don't want to disvalue anything here, but you see people or you get connected to the people that you seem familiar, or you get a sense of, being from same level of whatever culture. So it was difficult. It was difficult. Yeah, I felt lonely in terms of that. But having my sister and my cousin here was helpful, well, very much. Um, it's different in different situations. Like when I'm at school, yeah, I feel I'm Canadian. But if I go to somewhere which is very white, I don't feel Canadian. And it's different in terms of, um, being related to different person, being in a conversation or whatever with different person. It's different. The biggest cost, as I told you, is losing your social network. That's the biggest cost. Social status. It's hard to gain it again. It's very difficult. It takes time. It hurts. Um, it depends how much you are motivated. It depends how much um, you're, you know yourself and you know what you want to do and how much those goals are important for you. That's the biggest thing that you have to have in your mind. That's what I say to my friends that they want to come here. And it helps a lot if you want to think about that. But that's the cost. That's in terms of cost, that's the cost you have to pay. But what you gain here, um, for me as a woman, the biggest one is women right. I cannot emphasize anything else rather than that. Like that was the first, like when we came here, um, I was with my mom and my sister. We've been living together for 10 years back home. My mom got divorced 15 years ago. It was the first time nobody asked us why my mom got divorced, why we don't have a man, right? And most of the people may do not notice that, but as a woman, that was a big step for us. It was huge. That feeling that we don't have to be identified with any masculine figure we have in our life, right? It doesn't matter which level of society you are from. It doesn't matter what you are doing. It doesn't matter. You are second citizen always. That's equal for any woman who lives in Middle East or under Muslim authority, I guess. The whole purpose of me being here and thinking about working with Wiki, working with immigrants, being here, helping you is you hear lots of complaint from immigrants, and most of them are true. I don't disrespect that. I don't disvalue that, but I think like anything else in your life, it depends how you look at it, right? And if I'm here after 4 years doing my honor degree with an A average, anybody else can do it. Even though I'm 34, right? Even though I'm not in my 20s. That's what I want to share with other women, especially immigrant women. That's what I want them to be able to see. Yes, it's a struggle exists. You have to get over it, but you can. That's the difference between here and our country. It doesn't matter how much you try, you never can get over it. But here, you can. If you don't, it just means that you don't want to or you don't know how to do that. So if there are people that they can tell you how, it would be a big difference. I think it's differ. If you are second generation, you didn't have the chance to know what those people are talking about exactly, right? But you are able to educate them about what they can gain here. As on the other hand, people like me, that we came from a country that we know. I can understand what those women are talking about. I sense it with my skin, right? So that's something I can share. so I can see. But um, I think the bottom line is education. It doesn't matter it comes from me or you as a second generation. We need to educate people. It's not just about immigrants, it's about people who live here. Like, for example, I ended up saying we don't have camel in our country, we have car, right? Or we don't cover our hair. Yes, I eat pork, I drink alcohol. Yes, I do, right? We have private party in home. So these are that you need to break those stereotypes, because that's all the message that are coming from media. And people, when we get here, think that, oh, I have never, for example, wear a top in my life and I had to cover my hair. No, I didn't, right? It wasn't my belief. It was what I was supposed to do in the society. As soon as I leave this door, my home door, but in private life, I was living same. So that's the education in both sides, right? So you want that is to have that education for the both sides. Immigrants who come here and they don't know anything, they are confused. It takes so long to get over that. I can't tell you how many hours I spent to find out what I want to do, and on grad school sites or even Western, whatever, and it's difficult to figure that out, to find the shortcuts. And so education, I think, is the bottom line. It works with both, both sides.